All right, this is language part 2, 5th grade for Tuesday the 21st. We're going to look at pages 120, 121. On page 120, we're going to learn about prepositional, phrases used as adjectives. All right. So it says, I'm going to read you the directions. The words in a prepositional phrase work together and do one job in a sentence. They usually modify or give details. In other words, they act as adjectives and adverbs. Okay, so prepositional phrases are usually referring or giving us information about a noun or a verb, an adjective, a noun, an adverb, a verb. So when a prepositional phrase does the job of an adjective, it modifies a noun, like I said, or a pronoun, just as other adjectives do. It will answer the questions which one, what kind, or how many. Prepositional phrases used as adjectives usually come after the noun or pronoun, which they modify. Here are some examples. Notice how the phrases in the following examples all modify the noun book. They answer the adjective question, which one, which book. So here, if you look at your, in your book, it says the book on the table. On the table is the prepositional phrase giving us information about the noun book. Therefore, it's an adjective. The book beside the lamp. Beside the lamp is a prepositional phrase. Preposition beside, object, lamp, giving us details about the noun book. The book near you. Near you, prepositional phrase, giving you details about the noun book. The book between us. Between us, prepositional phrase, giving us information about the noun book. So those are examples of prepositional phrases used as adjectives giving us information in those particular examples about the noun book, okay? So that's what a prepositional phrase usually does. It's usually going to give us information about a noun. It's usually going to be an adjective or an adverb. All right. So now down here, it says write 4 appropriate prepositional phrases to modify the noun dog. So here's a picture of the dog. So you will write in a prepositional phrase for each of those. So you could say the dog on the path. We see him sitting on the path. On is your preposition, path is your object. You could say the dog beside the cat. It's sitting right there beside the cat. Beside the cat is your prepositional phrase. Beside is your preposition. Cat is your object. You could say the dog next to the grass. Okay? You can say the dog near the rocks. You can see some rocks over here. All right? So any of those 4 prepositional phrases, beside, on the path, beside the cat, near the rocks, by the grass. All of those prepositional phrases are giving us information about the noun dog, okay? And those are adjectives. The remember part is just review. You can do that later about imperative, sentence, declarative, exclamatory, interrogative. So that's just a little review. What we're going to look at is the back, page 121. Think 1 says, place parentheses around each prepositional phrase. In the blank, write the noun that it modifies, okay? So, first of all, we need to find the prepositional phrases. So I've put the first 7 on the board for you, okay? And we're going to find the prepositional phrases first. Now, you can go back and look on page 115 for the list of prepositions, all right? So we're here, prepositional phrases used as adjectives, page 121. So let's find our prepositional phrase in number 1. It says a camel is called the ship of the desert. So I see my preposition of, I see my object desert, so I put that in the parentheses, okay, that in parentheses. So I found my preposition, I found my object, I put the whole phrase in parentheses, and now I want to figure out what noun it's giving me details about. What about of the desert? What are they referring to as of the desert? And we see that they're talking about ship. So you'd write ship in the blank. Okay? The camel is not called of the desert. The ship is called of the desert. All right? And we know that they're referring to camel as a ship in that particular example. Okay? So look at number 2. We heard a missionary from Africa yesterday. So we heard a missionary from Africa. So I see my preposition from. I see my object, Africa. We heard a missionary from Africa yesterday. I see that. And so who or what are they talking about from Africa? What noun is from Africa giving me details about? And we see, obviously, that it's the missionary from Africa. So I would write missionary in the blank. Okay? Number 3, Aesop wrote a fable about a fox and some grapes. So I see my prepositional phrase. I see my preposition about. Wait, I want to make sure I have the right one. Yeah. I wanted to make sure which one I was on. About a fox, okay, and some grapes. Let me see if they want you to do the whole, yeah. That is one whole prepositional phrase. Sorry, I had to double check something. So we see our preposition about, and our objects are a fox and some grapes. So we see that there. And that is giving us details about what noun. What is about a fox and some grapes? The fable. So you'd write fable in the blank. That is the noun that prepositional phrase is modifying or giving us details about. This is an adjective, in other words, telling us about fable. From Africa, that prepositional phrase is used as an adjective, telling us about the missionary. Of the desert is a prepositional phrase, which is used as an adjective telling us about ship. All right? Let's look at number 4. It says, our minister preached a sermon on brotherly love. So right here, our minister preached a sermon on brotherly love. We see our preposition on. Our object is love. And what about on brotherly love? The sermon was on brotherly love. So we write sermon in the blank. So on brotherly love is a prepositional phrase giving us details about the noun sermon. So it's used as an adjective. All right, the next one is number 5. I finally received a letter from home. I finally received a letter from home. So I see my preposition from. I see my object, home, from home. And that is my prepositional phrase. And then I'm looking at what noun, what came from home. What noun is being modified by this prepositional phrase that's used as an adjective in this sentence. And we see that it's letter. So we write letter in the blank. So once again, what we're doing, step 1, is we're finding the prepositional phrases. And in all of these are used as adjectives. And we're finding out which noun the prepositional phrase is modifying. So of the desert is modifying the noun ship. So we write ship in the blank. From Africa is modifying the noun missionary. So we write missionary in the blank. About a fox and some grapes is a prepositional phrase modifying the noun fable. On brotherly love is a prepositional phrase modifying the noun sermon. From home is a prepositional phrase modifying the noun letter. Okay? A man with many friends is extremely privileged. Okay? So we see our prepositional phrase is with many friends. With is our preposition. Friends is our object. And it is a prepositional phrase used as an adjective describing what? Good. Man. So I write man in the blank. Once again, with many friends is our prepositional phrase, and it's giving us information about the noun man. It's giving us details about the noun man. Number 7, a young woman carried a large basket of flowers. I see my prepositional phrase is of flowers. Okay, of is my preposition, flowers is my object, and what about of flowers? What noun is that prepositional phrase used as an adjective modifying? and it is basket. So you write basket in the blank. I think you can see that down there. So you're going to do numbers 8 through 16 on your own. Follow that same pattern. Find your prepositional phrase. Look back at page 119 if you need to see where, 115, excuse me, to see where your prepositions are listed. If you didn't write them down on a 3x5 card or on a piece of paper, that might be easier, like I said in yesterday's lesson. And so find your prepositional phrases, put them in parentheses, go back, find the nouns that they are modifying, giving us details about, because remember in this particular lesson, they are giving us details about adjectives. Most prepositional phrases will be giving us details. Modifying, in other words, adjectives or adverbs. In this lesson, it's adjectives. And what you are doing is you are identifying the prepositional phrase, putting it in parentheses like we did here, and then writing in the blank the noun that it is giving us details about, that it is modifying, that it is acting as an adjective for. All right? In remember, just down here, just follow the instructions for remember and for the remember on page 120, and you should do fine. Once again, we'll be looking at these when we do our Zoom sessions and going over, and I'll be checking your language books from there. All right? So do write at the bottom, just write your paragraph. You know how much I love African elephants. So, I mean your paragraph. Write your sentence right here. You don't have to put it on paper or anything. Just write it right there in your book. All right? All right. Do well. Bye-bye.